In the exact second you chose to click and watch this video, the universe branched out into millions of different paths. While you are listening to the sound of my voice right now, there is another you in a parallel world who chose to scroll past. Modern quantum science confirms that every choice you have ever made, every failure you have faced, and every dream you have yet to reach actually exists and is real somewhere in the vastness of the multiverse. If today you feel discouraged or feel like you are just a small, meaningless speck in a chaotic world, I want you to stop and listen to this. The truth I am about to tell you will not only change your understanding of the cosmos, but it will change how you see your own value forever. Welcome to a journey that will introduce you to an infinite power of creation. In this Category King deep dive into the theory of eternal inflation and parallel worlds that you have never heard anywhere else. Many of us were taught that everything began with a tiny point called the Big Bang. But what most textbooks don't tell you is that the original Big Bang theory doesn't explain what actually exploded or why it exploded in the first place. Alan Guth, the MIT physicist who proposed the theory of cosmic inflation, noted that the Big Bang tells us nothing about events before the explosion. This mystery became a massive loophole that gave scientists headaches for decades, because if we look at the edges of the universe in opposite directions, we find their temperatures are strangely identical, even though light could never have traveled between them in 13.8 billion years. This is what physicists call the horizon problem, and it tells us that our original understanding of the beginning of all things is incomplete. Imagine rolling a bowling ball down a lane that is light years long. To keep that ball in the dead center without it ever falling into the gutter, you would need an unbelievable level of precision. Our universe is exactly like that. General relativity suggests the universe can be curved, but actual measurements find our universe is flat to a hauntingly perfect degree. If the early universe had deviated from flatness by even 1 part in 10 to the 60th, the universe today would have either collapsed or dispersed long ago. This flatness problem indicates that there must have been some incredibly powerful mechanism that ironed the universe perfectly flat in its first fraction of a second. The answer to all these puzzles is hidden within something called the Inflaton field. It is the engine of reality that works through a state called the false vacuum, which contains massive energy with negative pressure. When this energy field began to decay, it released a burst of power so intense that a region smaller than an atom expanded to be larger than a galaxy in just a trillionth of a second. Alan Guth calls this the ultimate free lunch because it creates the entire universe from almost nothing but a tiny amount of energy. But the even more exciting part is that once this inflation begins, physicists like Andre Linde found that it almost never stops. While inflation stopped in the patch where we live to become our universe, it continues in the areas around us, relentlessly creating new bubble universes. Linde compares our universe to a balloon that keeps producing more balloons, forming a big fractal that never ends. This is the theory of eternal inflation, which suggests our Big Bang was not the beginning of everything, but merely our Big Bang in an eternally expanding ocean of the multiverse. In this infinite multiverse, every physical possibility is fulfilled. Some universes might have gravity so strong that stars can never form, or contain fundamental particles entirely different from ours. Physicist Lee Smolin even proposed a different insight, that baby universes might be born inside black holes and undergo a form of cosmological natural selection, where universes capable of producing the most black holes become the most common. The complexity of life we see might not be a worthless coincidence, but the result of a cosmic evolutionary process that selected the most suitable conditions for us to exist. Now, let's bring it back to you. If you are feeling that life is too difficult, I want you to look at the quantum level. Hugh Everett III's many worlds interpretation proposes that there is no wave function collapse. Every time you make a decision, the universe branches, and there is a version of you that is achieving the highest success in what you are doing right now. This leads to the staggering concept of quantum immortality, which suggests that from your personal perspective, your consciousness will always find a path of survival in a branch of the universe where you remain alive. While the world you stand in now might have obstacles, it is only one of the millions of paths you are currently navigating. The evidence for this grandeur is not just a fantasy. It is written in the baby picture of the universe known as the Cosmic Microwave Background, CMB. Latest data from the ACT telescope and the Planck satellite confirm that tiny quantum fluctuations during inflation became the seeds that grew into galaxies, stars, and ultimately you.
We are part of a statistical structure that makes life an inevitability. We do not live in a single accidental universe. We are participants in the eternal feast of the multiverse. Ultimately, the discouragement you feel may just be a temporary fog blinding you from the fact that you are a masterpiece of high-level physics. In the world of the multiverse, possibility is not just a dream, it is an event that will definitely happen sooner or later. So be brave enough to keep stepping forward on the path you choose, because at the most fundamental level of reality, the universe always has your back, and the best version of you is waiting to meet you at the point where the branches of time converge. Do not let a single failure define you, because in this multiverse, you have infinite chances to start again, and your time is now.